problem is, in modern day society, we all suffer from heresy-induced insanity, thinking we're in control of the outcome. So now I'm ready to manipulate, I'm ready to lie, cheat, steal, and even murder to get the desired outcome that I want, right? It's not so. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So because we suffer from this insanity, we start to see things dyslexic. We start to see everything a fool. We see bad is good and good is bad and the truth is a lie. Because if you keep the truth, you get beat up. You know, it's all these different sforas, right? But Rabbi Natan gave us the answers. Rabbi Nachman Atzmo, and through Rabbi Nachman's teachings, we understand them from Likutei Halachot and other places that to combat arrogance, which is the primary problem. It's what arrogance, kfira. I'm sorry. Gaiva, arrogance, is why the Beit Shemesh was destroyed. Chazal tells us the Beit Shemesh was destroyed because of arrogance. How do you cure arrogance? What's the opposite of arrogance? Humility. How do you come to humility? Only by kesher to the Tzaddik emes, coming and being connected to Tzaddik, which in today's terms means, for us as Breslov Hasidim, to travel to Uman. By going to Uman and connecting to the Tzaddik, without even realizing, when I go to the airport and I get on the plane and I fly to Kiev and the Goyim even see me, I'm now advertising there's a God in the world because I believe so much in a particular thing that I pay $2,000 and jump in a plane from Miami and fly from Miami to New York, from New York to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Kiev, and then ride a bus for 3 hours and then go and stay in this place where there's, just 10 years ago there wasn't running water in any of the houses, right? 2 hours a day there was water, right? There was no food. Uman today is a 5-star Hilton compared to what it was when we first went 15 years ago. Okay? This cures EDS. Heresy-induced insanity is only cured, and it's what causes what's called periodum, a wild nature, okay? Not wanting to keep the Torah. We keep what is convenient for us, and that we only keep half-heartedly, right? That is. So, why? For whatever reasons, we have this, to cure this heresy-induced insanity, we must get in the Torah every day. Rabbi Nachman says we have to learn a minimum 2 halachas a day. Actually, for Breslov Hasidim, he says we have to learn 7 pages of Gemara and 5 pages of Shulchan Aruch, and all the Mishnah and all the Nach and all the Zohar and all the Midrashim and all the other writings every year. So that's a learning seder for a Breslover. Well, keep up with it. Okay? That takes care of heresy-induced insanity. Now we come to the one that's really hard, the thing that we really need to be careful about. Spiritually induced dyslexia. Okay, seeing everything backwards. So, this going to talk, doing his baradu, having private personal prayer. Everybody's so repulsed by it. You talk to a Jew and goes, wow, you got to go out and daven, you got to talk to God for an hour a day, and you're all like, wow, why what, Shemona Esrei is not good enough? Tell me, when was the last time any of us had a Shemona Esrei that wasn't interrupted by some little thing that popped into our brain, right? When we go out to the field, eventually, if we keep going enough, we get to the point where we can open our mouths. Eventually, if we keep opening our mouths, we'll get around to telling the truth. Eventually, when we get around to telling the truth, God will go, wow, emes. He starts to move things in our lives. Starts to move. So these things are what we're trying to put out. This is my product. If you want to say, what are you selling? I'm an Emunah maker. What are you selling? I'm selling connection to the Tzaddik. I'm selling learning Shulchan Aruch. Okay, and I'm selling going to the field. Because these 3 things will counter the spiritual ills of the world today, and we'll bring the world around. If we can get enough guys infected with this good virus, we can counter everything. We can turn it all over. It just takes one guy willing to stand up and say, okay, I can do it. I'm not embarrassed enough to stand up in front of you and make a fool out of myself and say, look, I believe we can. And if I'm wrong, but I don't believe I am. Right? But to sit back and do nothing, to stay connected to whatever we're doing and distracted, because everything we do is distraction. I haven't been to America in 12 years, but I'm sure that if I drive from Miami to Orlando on the turnpike, that every 50 meters another distraction up there in the means of a billboard, right? Bam, bam, bam. Every TV commercial, every radio commercial, everything is there pounding into our head, there is no God. You got to buy, you got to sell, you got to this, you got to eat, you got to this, you got to wear. Who says? Who says? You look at me, he's primitive, he dresses like 200 years ago. Who says there's anything wrong with that? Why do I have to wear Gucci? can't afford it. You know, $2,000 suit, I can go out and buy a lot of food for my kids, right? Who cares if I'm wearing 5 shekel pants? I don't care. You understand? Because it's not the tachlis. It's not the reality of the world. Tell me, can you tell me what the outcome of every man is? What's the outcome of every man's life? I'm asking you a question.
The outcome?
Yep. What's the ultimate outcome of every man?
Death.
Death? 40 kilos of compost, baby. We're food for the flowers. So if that's the outcome of every man, why do we struggle so hard to control every other little thing in our lives? Tell me. Ask yourself a question. If the outcome of every man is compost, worm food, basically, God forbid, you know, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's the outcome. The outcome of every guy is we die, we go in the ground, we get recycled, okay? The compost bin. If that's the outcome, then why do we put so much effort into keeping up with the Joneses? Okay? Making millions of dollars. Unless it's to give tzedakah, Rebbe Nachman says it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. There's a level of Torah we can't reach without having sufficient funds to sit and learn and teach. But what's the ikr? Every man has to pronounce himself. Everybody has to bread on the table, shoes on the kids' feet, school, you know, pay the rent. But is that the thing I live for? It shouldn't be. It's something I have to do. There's various ways to do it. Some guys work 8 hours a day or more, chasing the money. And it doesn't matter. You can build a house here and be a contractor and still have to fight for your money, even though you did what you're supposed to. There's other guys I know that go to the field 6 hours a day and go, oh, Kodesh Baruch, help me. You know? And boom, it comes. And I've had it happen to myself. Just this last summer in the shul, and I have a witness here. We had bills to pay on a particular day, and I didn't have the money, and the people were calling me on the phone. I needed to pay them that day, and I said, I'll be there. I'll be there in a little bit. I'll pay you. I didn't know how, but I wasn't going to tell somebody I didn't have their money on the phone. I'm going to go see him face to face. Say, I'm sorry, didn't come yet this month. What can I do? So I closed the phone. I said goodbye to the guys in the shir and the yeshiva. And I walked outside and I banged my head against the stone wall. And I went, Abba, it's not fair where you got me right now. I don't really like being in this situation. I understand I'm in this situation because of something I've done or something you're trying to teach me, but it's not comfortable for me. And it dawned on me. You know, with Kodesh Baruch Hu, you have to use halacha. He gave us a shulchan aruch for a reason, not just for him to say don't break the Shabbos, but for also us to have something to be able to talk to him, a way to reach out back. There's a halacha, and it happened to be that week's parsha. Okay, that if a man marries a woman bakok, if he takes her against her will and marries her, he can't divorce her, and he has to provide for her all his life till the day she dies. Okay, she can even run away. He has to still provide for her. That's the halacha, is it not, Rabbi? Yeah. Okay, so I said, I got it. I got the stick to beat you with. Hashem, you stuck me in this situation. I don't want to be a rabbi. I don't want to be a leader of the Kehilla. I want to just learn Torah and collect dust somewhere. I don't want to deal with any of this stuff. It's hard. I don't want to do this. So I said to Kodesh Baruch Hu, I said, you forced me into this. You got to provide for me. LP the halacha that's in this week's parsha. Today's reading, Torah Chumash reading, the part for the day, this aliyah today. I turn around from that. Beep, 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 beep. This guy pulls over in an Audi. I've never seen him before in my life. Flashing the headlights. I thought he wanted directions. I lean over. He goes, come here. Just come here. I said, what? Well, can I help you? He said, I hear you're doing good things. Hands me an envelope. And says, I got to go. Drives away. Drives away. Open the envelope. I count the money. 90 agarot.